Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Sandy Eggo. In our last episode, we added a second highway entrance to our city and began naming some of our districts and buildings. We also started terraforming a small area in front of our waterfront, and in this episode, we're going to turn that into a proper beach park. First off, though, some naming. After I posted the last episode, I got some more comments, and to say thank you, let's rename some districts. So first off, we're gonna extend this area here a little bit, and then rename it to Gaming Brand Close. Another comment was from Spuds, who recommended rezoning the hub once we've unlocked high-density residential. That's something we'll likely do in a later episode, but today we'll name this area in your honor, Spuds. Welcome to Spudsboro. Alright, with the population milestone we reached in the last episode, we unlocked solar updraft towers, so we can place one of those now, which should take care of our power needs for the foreseeable future. Looks like I accidentally zoned in here when I was fixing the road. Well, I guess I'll just go away when the updraft tower goes in. First though, it looks like we need to do some terraforming so it'll fit. Okay, and now that that's done, let's check on our water supply. Oh yeah, we definitely need to do some upgrades here. Why don't we just drop in a water tower about here? And a new eco outlet over with our other ones, as yeah, we're still quite a ways away from unlocking the eco water treatment plant. One last thing we unlocked at the end of last episode is a university. Now I'd like to put a campus over in this area here, but we don't really have our grid finished, so in the meantime I'll put up a faculty building over a little closer to this area here. And we still have a fairly large demand, so maybe we'll put in another one over by our agriculture zone. And you know what, since this is so close to the Jukaboa Gardens, let's rename this from Kent Hills to Jukaboa Hills. And then our faculty building becomes the Jukaboa Faculty of Agriculture. And since we're naming our faculty buildings, let's change this one over here to the Spuds Faculty of Architecture. Hold on, no, that doesn't look right. Okay, you know what? Instead of architecture, let's just make it the Spuds Faculty of City Planning instead. That's way easier to spell.
Okay, so one of the things I want to be doing is extending this area out here a little bit. So to start with, let's see what we're dealing with. So one thing I did notice is that our water level is not consistent. If you look over here, we're 4 to 5 levels above here. And here, 1 to like 8. And then all the way over here, we're almost right at this line here. And if we go over to this side, we are on this one here, which is significantly, there's a fairly big drop. So that's going to inform how we do our quay wall. I'd like to build in a quay here. So I think we're going to start maybe here. Now this is a technique that I kind of picked up from a gentleman by the name of D-Dubs. He did it from the top. I'm going to be doing it from the bottom. Make sure we're nice and level here. I'm just going to pick a point, say just below our sea level there. And we push up just until our sand starts to disappear. And I saw him do this with Saw D-Dubs do this with one of his builds, and it looked really impressive. The first thing that popped into my mind is that would be a great way to build a quay. So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing here. Get our standing stop, stopping just right about there. Here we're about 5. We want this to be probably around here. Now, because we're going to be building here, I'm going to be putting a road underneath the highway here. So we'll likely be raising the highway. This is really kind of so we should have enough space here to put in a quay. I'm going to be using this one here. Go with the freeform tool. I think I am, can't tell if I'm dropping or raising here. That looks pretty level. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to purchase this tile here. So we're going to be running our quay along this way here, and I also want to be building out into this area here as well. Because our water level is dropping, we're probably going to want to be... Oh, I'm out of money. Let's kick that up a little bit. Looks like we're dropping a little bit too much here. Are they going up or we're going down too far? Let's stop that for a second, and we'll just come in here. We'll bring this up. Yeah, right about in there. Have a nice little beach. We cut in a little bit too close here. Oh, Mr. Whale's back. Okay. Now we can think of somewhere to put our roads here. One of the things I actually do want to do first is I want to build a frontage road for this. This is a collector, or at least it will function as a collector. I'm not sure if I want to be actually designating it, but I don't want to be zoning along it regardless. So we're going to grab our bike road here, and we're going to come out for just a short one, and we're just going to build a little frontage road here. And then we've got water under there. Now we're going to build in some high density residential. Actually, before I do that, I do want to zone this. While we're at it, let's build another zone in here. And I want these to all stay the same height. We're going to be babysitting these a little bit. There we go. And this is gonna form a nice little ocean front or bayfront park. Now I want to come down off this road here. All right. We're gonna build in. Let's put in a gravel road here just to see what we're doing here. There we are. And we got some ugly lumpies and bumpies here. Let's see what we can do about them. And we got power jumping across. Great. All right. We may build some more over on this side here. All right, so we've got demand for industrial now. We got these buildings here, which have a nice view, and then another lower tier down here that also have a nice view.
All right, so now that we've got that done, or started anyway, I think I want to continue this out a little bit, and we'll finish up probably to about here, because I want to be extending our radial grid this way a little bit. So let's continue with this. I think we'll end it right about there just for now. Oh, and we've reached small city. Oh, we get a monorail, high-rise band, high-tech housing. Cable cars might be fun. Maybe a cable car to one of the islands. I think that'll be good for now. So right about now, we've got an increased demand for industry. And one of the things I wanted to do, you can't really see it on this part of the map here. If we go to our natural resources, we have a fairly sizable oil deposit right here. And the map theme that I'm using, that doesn't really show up very well. One of the things I like about the map, this map theme, is that in the default map, or the default theme, land where there's an oil deposit is kind of this muddy yellow color. And I don't find it particularly pleasing. So we actually missed a bit of it over here as well, it looks like. We've got some oil deposits here, and we're gonna leave those. But for this one here, I want to pull that up first. We're gonna get set up an oil industry here, and we're going to mine or drill all this oil out. And after that's done, after this is all gone, we're going to convert the zoning from industry to residential and continue our residential grid. So to get started with that, I want to plan out where my roads are going to go here. And for that, I'm going to use a gravel path simply because it makes it really easy to see where you're going, and it doesn't flatten the ground, so you can terraform around it, and it doesn't kind of get in your way. And we can travel quite a few ways, or quite a ways away from where we're starting, and we don't have to worry about losing where we're actually running this to. I'm wondering if I should put a road here. This is pretty steep here. I don't think we'd be able to tie it in, but maybe we could have a cul-de-sac coming up here, maybe one that comes around like this and into here, with a small, maybe like a fishing industry or something over here. It does get pretty steep. Let's see how close we can get a road in here. Yeah, that's not too bad. We could zone on the other side of that. Okay, let's draw in a road. Just something like that there. That'll give us a visual indication when we're terraforming of how close we want to move this over. And put in some of our roadways here. And let's get some water pipes under here. And how's our education looking? Elementary's good, high school. University's kind of on the threshold, but I think we should be okay. So let's get we don't need a fire. We do, however, need police. So I'm going to drop a police station over here. And we can get the zoning. I'm going to start zoning over here. I'm just going to zone pretty much the whole thing. I'm going to create a new district. And we're going to set this to oil. Oh, we've got two separate. Yeah. That's all right. We're going to be deleting them anyway once we convert this back to residential zoning. And I want to set we're going to filter industrial waste on this here. Oh, I set that citywide, didn't I? I don't want to do that citywide. And this will just, it'll decrease the amount of pollution that they create and will give us a little bit less time we need to wait when we switch from industrial to residential. It'll also cut down the amount of pollution that we're generating on this side here. Maybe not be a bad idea to put like a hospital in here as well, or a medical clinic, just in case we start getting some sick citizens from the pollution. All right, so we'll let that run for a little bit, and we'll zip over here and see how. This, oh, I know what's causing that. That's being caused by our buildings here being too close to the quay. We'll just get rid of these. Actually, I'm going to pause it for a second. Yeah, my district doesn't extend all the way. Let's bring that out a little bit more. So in looking at this, I think I'm going to call a little bit of a mulligan. This road is eventually going to run underneath the bridge and over onto this area here where it will link up to whatever we use to replace this. Probably a single point urban interchange. And that means that this road here is going to be fairly high usage. I think what I'm going to do, go back here, and yeah, we can put another node. That's a little bit too far. Oh, and it split this. That's not what I want to do. So in that case, we're going to adjust our zoning here a little bit. That ought to work. Okay, here we need to set these all as historical so they don't grow. Okay. Let's see how we're doing here. So the idea with this is we're going to extract all of the oil that's in here. Most of it started to disappear here. You can see some green coming through. So to see if it's done, we click over here and we see what's importing. We've got these guys are all importing oil, and that tells me that it's ready to start dezoning some of this. All of these are importing oil, and we don't want to import oil. We use the oil that's here. We still have some drilling happening. We just want to get rid of everybody who's importing. See, this is producing oil products, but not drilling oil itself. It's using oil from the existing derricks here. So these are all generating oil producing companies. That's a derrick. Refined oil. Okay, you just let that run for a little bit more. And I want to get back to landscaping here a little bit. So we've got a nice beach area here, but it's very bland, nothing's happening. So I think I want to change that. Let's turn this into a park area. And we want to make this a nature preserve. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to extend this park up to here. And I'm going to put the main gate over here. All right. Now we've got a nice little park area here. I am going to zone some more residential in here. Okay, so one of the things I'd like to do with this park is we're going to bring this out a little bit farther. And then we're going to feather it back a little bit. A nice blue turquoise water just after the beach. And we're going to up some of our assets. We don't really have a ton right at the moment, so I'm going to start with the city park. And we're going to put in a pier here. There we go. Drop that in there. We'll drop another one in over, say over here, and a third one there. And I'm going to want to use our gravel paths here. Now these gravel paths are really kind of ugly. I think I might play with the texture in the next episode to kind of see if I can get away from that. And we do need to fix this a little bit. This one's got some power issues. What I want to do here, I think, is come off like that. And we'll drop in a park building. I'm thinking maybe an info booth. Yeah, we've got an info booth, we've got a cafe. Drop an info booth here. Hopefully that will jump power across. Move that. There we go, that's better. You're not getting tearing. All right. So let's see if we can increase the blueness, the turquoiseness of this water. Is turquoiseness a word? I'm gonna bring this out a little bit farther here. Yeah, we already got people coming around to use our giant piers. Kind of like a little bit of a reef here. That looks a little bit better. I'm going to add some of our decorations in here. Campsites. Yeah, I'd like to get some of these lean-tos here. They look kind of nice on a beach if you're going to go beach camping. Oh, that's not good there. Okay, so this park here, we're going to rename this. We're going to call it D-Dubs Heights. That's kind of an inside joke about one of his beach areas that he created. And we'll come back over here just for a bit and see how our oil industry is doing. So we've got a little bit of importing. Just dezone that. And other than that, that looks really good. I'm happy with that for the time being anyway. I think I'm going to start landscaping up here a little bit more. So one of the things I'd like to do is extend this road. I think I've got enough space, just need to do a little bit of terraforming here first. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be landscaping on this side here, just because that's going to cause some really nasty tearing here. All right, so let's take a look over here and see how this area here is doing. Looks like it's filling okay. Let's zone it up a little bit. And how is our park doing? Oh, you know what? We don't have our park entrance going anywhere, so nobody's crossing in here. So why don't we, actually, that building is too big. What we're going to do is we're going to grab a city park side gate. I'm just going to drop one right there. There we are. And then we can connect those with some of our regular walking path. Come in here and turn everything off except for angle. And we get those to connect up to our quay. There we go. Now that should start getting some people down here. One thing I'm also going to do is bring one down here as well. Just a little footpath there. And do some detailing here. I want this to be kind of a tropical theme. That's looking a little healthier now. Okay, so let's check on our services here. Lots of electricity. Water's good. Our landfill is at 98%. We can probably start emptying that, I think. Flag these as historical as well. Okay. And our garbage processing status is now in the yellow. I am just going to come in here and boost up our garbage budget a little bit. Oh, that should be lower. You know what? Let's drop that because this solar panel is really overproducing for us. Yeah, we're good there. once this is finished emptying, we'll be able to drop our budget down to normal, because then our recycling centers won't have to be dealing with the garbage coming out of there. Okay, so let's take a look at outside connections, and this is all running really well. Looks like we're not importing anything. We're exporting a lot still. I guess those are products, not actual oil. But we're not importing any oil products, so that means pretty much reached an equilibrium here, and we'll be keeping that as is for the time being until the oil starts to run out, which it looks like it almost has. I wonder why we're not importing. Huh, that is interesting. We still have a bunch here that are drilling, but they're not importing. And they're still operating, so I guess we're doing well. Okay, so now that we've got that kind of humming along, I want to continue with our quay here. So before I can connect this out here, we've got to plan where our road is going to be. I think that's about as far as I want to come that way. So you know what I want to do? I actually want to lower this, have this slope down gradually, just a little bit. Okay, see how that looks. So put in a road. Oh, it's a gorilla, I guess, or a monkey. Chimpanzee. I guess we're going to be encroaching on his habitat a little bit. And one of the things I want to do here is slope up here. There we are. Put in a road there. And let's see how this is doing here. And we're going to continue our quay. Oh, and there we go. Let's yeah, we just put in the quay wall here and make sure this is all level first. And hopefully that will actually, what I want to do before I do that is this area here, I don't think should actually have a second quay. I think we should just upgrade this here. And over here, let's fix this road here because it's kind of wonky. That messed up this as well. All right, so let's come back over here and think about what we're going to do with our park. We got a little lookouts here and a camping area. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, so we have enough entertainment and enough total visitors, so I think we'll just leave that as it is for now, and we can come back to it at a later date. In the meantime, though, let's see if we can put some facilities here. So we have some water things here, though. Maybe a fishing pier would look good up here. Beach volleyball court would look nice, but it is unfortunately paved. Let's put in fishing tour here as well. And we'll get some water here. And for power, for right now, we're just going to drop in a wind turbine. I think we're going to have another little beach area off this section here. So while we have this up, I'm going to upgrade this a little bit. There we go. And we'll finish detailing our area here. All right, that looks a little bit better. Maybe some more rocks as well. Here we are. Yeah, that's all right. With that done, let's take a look over here at our soon-to-be new industrial area, or soon-to-be new residential area. And we'll take a look here at our outside connections. So most of these have started importing oil. So we don't really want them to be doing that. So what that means is that the oil that's here has been all used up, and it's time to do some zoning over here where the oil has not been used up. Just take a look here. Yeah, there's lots over in this area here. You see the area, or the oil is all gone from here. So we'll zone this here. Make sure that our specialization is doing that. So this will start pumping the oil out of here and transferring it over here. Oh, I forgot to do this road here. So since this road is the only way to get to here, and we've got garbage piling up. So let's fix that. And we have some demand for residential. Let's expand this way a little bit here. So I have a sneaking suspicion that our road here is going to, we put this through, it's going to disrupt this. So I am going to pause the game just for a second. I don't normally like doing that, but it's messed up our zoning here. So just take a quick second, put in maybe a fence over here. We'll bring back our zoning here so that these buildings don't disappear. And let's make this kind of like a little subdivision here. So I'm going to zone this kind of a little bit deliberately. I'm not going to be doing full areas. Just something maybe 3 by 3. And we're going to set these to historical. We don't want any big towers. We want high density. We want these to be kind of mid-rise. As they level up, we don't want them to be giant towers right next to the residential zones there. Oh, and I forgot to put in some water. And continue some of our zoning. And we need some schools in here as well. We got some terrain issues. Let's see if we can sort those out. There, I think that's going to help. And we need to make all of these historical. And let's drop in our school now. Maybe a high school as well. Yeah, that does not look good. See if we can fix some of this up a little bit. Actually, let's see if we got room for a park in here too. Nope, not quite. Maybe a plaza? Okay, let's just do that then. And we're going to have some low density down here as well. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Just ignore the fire. All right, so that done. Let's take a look over here again and see what we have going on. This is all pretty much done here, so there's still a little bit of oil down here. We move this police station over a little bit. Hopefully that'll jump power over here. Okay. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to fix some of these roads up a little bit. One thing I am going to do here is I am going to use the asymmetrical roads. I think they really kind of fit in here. Now, one of the things I've noticed when people use these asymmetrical roads is that they'll run them all going in the same direction, with 2 lanes going one way and a single lane going the other. And I think that really doesn't make the best use of them. You'll see on these long blocks here where we have a node in the center, and if we switch the direction of the roads at that point, we see it gives us like a turning lane at the end of each block. You get one dedicated right turn lane and a combination left to straight lane to match it. And that keeps traffic flowing a little bit better. And our dump has finished emptying, so we're going to get rid of that. And let's move this over here. And we will move our recycling centers over. That'll kind of make our forestry area here work a little bit better. We won't have all these dead trees here. And I think, speaking of dead trees, we're going to get rid of some of these. And we're going to replace them with, if I can find them right here, these here. These are not affected by pollution. We're going to plant a bunch of these bamboo, are they? Yeah, bamboo tree groups. And this will kind of hide the, it'll hide the industrial area. So if you're coming in off the highway here and you're driving along, it makes it a little bit nicer to look at. You're not seeing the industrial area completely. Okay, so that takes care of that. Let's take a look at our park here. We got some new things open up. We got lookout towers. So visitors, yeah, we're getting good visitors. We need another 200 entertainment. Let's take a look and see what we can put in here. We have another camping site here, I think, which we don't really have room for. That's all right. That's a little bit better, I guess. Check our pollution level here. The pollution's almost gone here. We can start putting in our residential zoning. So we're going to start again. So we can remove this zone here. Still a fair amount of oil. This is all cleaned up here. Gonna have to smooth this out a little bit. Okay, so we have water already. Yes, more or less. Let's start. We'll start with the district here. These are again going to be fairly small lots. They don't have to be super big. Let's go up 3. And oh, one thing I forgot to do here is I'm going to go organic and local produce. And I think I'm going to redo this one here. Let's call a mulligan on that, as City Planner Plays would say. And then we're gonna come in and flag these all as historical, because we don't want them growing up to be giant. And I want to increase my farming zone a little bit as well. So how long are these blocks here? Kind of an odd size. Turn off the road guidelines. almost to the edge there. We're going to make sure our district does encompass that. We're going to make it a little bit bigger. And we're not going to zone the whole thing. Just like that, maybe. Okay, so we've got some buildings coming in here. They're all going to be permanently low rise, I guess. Yeah, we got a bunch of people importing oil here. We don't really need to be doing that, so we can dezone these already. I think I want to put a university. I can't put it there. Let's put in another one of these faculty buildings. We don't really have anything over here, and really no coverage over here either. So let's put in another faculty building there. That'll help. No, and we don't have water here. Let's get that fixed. So I'm going to bring our water over this way. Get rid of that there. We don't really need that. We do have some more demand for industrial. And we'll continue with some more high density housing over here. And we will again flag them all as historical. And let's get our bicycle paths in there too, before we forget. Okay. And let's do a little bit of detailing here. And we're still looking for a lot more industrial. So let's get our farming, flesh some more of this out here. And that ought to hopefully fix our industrial demand. Now we can make this a little bit more walkable. Yeah, we'll just add in some offices around here as well. Make it true mixed use. Now, our industrial demand has kept increasing despite us adding industrial and office zoning. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over to our forestry area and we're going to split it in half. So we'll create the start of a second district here, and then we're going to come over and we're going to give it the Industry 4.0 policy. And add the forestry specialization. And now we can paint over part of our old forestry district, which will change all the jobs from uneducated to highly educated. So now half of this area hires uneducated workers, and the other half hires educated. Actually, you know what? Since we have the farming area to handle uneducated workers, I think I'm going to convert this whole thing here. All right. So while we wait for that to sort itself out, let's move over and continue building out our radial grid. And again, this is going to include some offices as well as residential and commercial. Put an office building there, and an office building here. And looks like we've reached Big City, our population milestone for this episode. We've unlocked crematoriums, large water towers, and floating garbage collectors. All of these are going to really come in handy in the next episode. Well, if you've stuck with me this far, I'd really like to thank you for watching. I finished recording this episode the day before Plazas and Promenades DLC was released, so the next episode might include some of that as we work towards making San Diego a more pedestrian-friendly city. If you've enjoyed watching this, please click the like button and consider leaving a comment, or even subscribing. Thanks again, and I hope to see you soon.